yes, another beautiful day on Minecraft. I wonder what I should do today. Build cow, sheep, and pig farms. Yeah, sure, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Oh no, what have I got myself into? Hello, my fellow noobsters, it's me, TexasPK, and I'm just here in our root cellar to check out how our farms are doing, just real quick, and it looks like our stuff is just, oh yeah, the crops are just pouring in like crazy. Potatoes, carrots, oh, wheat's doing great. We even are doing well with our pumpkins. Oh wow, more than 3.5 stacks already. That's been doing great. And melons as well, nearly 3 rows of melons. Everything's doing wonderful. We're doing great with our crops. But it's one thing to have a farm that has lots of vegetables and crops growing, but every farm needs to have, well, it needs to have animals that they farm as well. And so today that's what we're going to do, is we're going to take a look at putting in some animals for our farm. Let's go ahead and take a look out front real quick, and we'll show you exactly what's going on. I'm really happy with how it's coming along, but I think this area is lacking a little bit of something. I really want to kind of finish up our farm area so we can get back to working in the main part of the city, putting in all our other builds. And I think this area is going to be perfect for some of our animal farms. I'm thinking we're going to put like a pig pen over here. We're going to put our cow barn over there, maybe put a chicken coop right here, and then also put in automatic farms for each of those. Of course, we don't want to have it to where we see all the bulky, ugly parts of the farm up here on the surface. We're going to put some nice aesthetic looking builds on the top and put all the automatic stuff underground. But in order to do that, let me show you where we're going to put it. If we head over this way, there's like a big underground cavern that's right underneath this area, and it's been kind of annoying, easy to fall in, but now it's going to actually be really helpful because a lot of the area that we're going to dig out's already been emptied by the game for us. So what we're going to do is clear out all the area over here, go about 20 blocks that way, and then also another, I don't know, 10, 15 that way, and another 10 that way. And we're going to put in a cow farm, a pig farm, and even a sheep farm as well. All 3 of those can use the same kind of farm to automatically cook and collect all of our animal drops. And so we're going to go ahead and build all those at one time, and I'll show you exactly how that's going to work. But before we do, I need to do a little bit of digging and clear out this cave so we can have room to put in our build. So we get to that, and when I'm done, I'll come back and show you what we have to work with. Alright, so the room is all dug out and we're ready to start putting in our build. You'll notice it's kind of an L shape here and have 2 different zones that we're going to be working with. The one that I'm standing here in front of is going to be our cows and our sheep, because the kill chamber for them is the same height, whereas on the other side it's going to be our pigs because they have a different height for their kill chamber. And I'll show you a little bit more about what I'm talking about once we start getting building. Now, what I would like to do for this kind of build is start from the bottom and work my way up. You can see I've replaced the floor already with some stone brick. As I mentioned quite often, I like to have a non-natural brick for floors, just so if I'm digging around, I don't accidentally tear up stuff. You'll notice right up there, that is, in that corner is where our storage for our crop farms is, and if I didn't see those bricks, I could have very easily accidentally broken our sorting system. So that's why I like to do this, and it's going to end up working out great. But I like to start from the bottom and work my way up for this kind of a build, and I'll start over here with area that's going to be for the pig farm. This is where our collection is going to go. Right now I'm only going to use a single chest because what I eventually plan on doing is having an auto dropper feed into a water stream that will feed over to something like a butcher shop over on the surface in that direction and have all of our meat products in one central location. But for the time being, until that's ready, I'm going to just use a chest to collect all our stuff. Now, this square that I've laid out here is not going to be the actual walls for this build, but it's giving us a footprint just so I'll know where it's going, and I can come back and add in all the different stuff using this as our framework. So first off, let's go ahead and grab the hopper, and this is going to be where our animals are going to sit. It's going to be on top of this right here, and it will collect all of our different drops that come from the pigs and place them into that chest there. Then what we need to do is come back in with our building blocks, and I'm going to be using primarily stone brick and glass for this. The kill chamber is going to have walls that are made out of the stone brick on each side and across the back. And then across the front, I like to have glass just so that I can see what's going on. In case something goes wrong, I can always come back and fix it then. Then I need to come back up here. Whoop! I need to come back up here on top and put another layer on each part of this. Now I need to have a dispenser here. We're going to be using an automatic kill chamber so that I don't have to worry about getting the drops and everything. I don't have the lava on me. It's over in that chest over there, so I can get it later. And I think what I'm going to do is have it to where right here is going to be our dispenser. And what will happen is, let me put a trapdoor there. This trapdoor is going to raise up our pigs to where when they are adult size, their heads will be in the layer of this lava that's going to come out of this dispenser. And this trapdoor creates an air pocket to where the lava won't fall down into the bottom and kill the babies. So the babies will be short enough that their heads won't touch the lava, but the adults will be, and so they'll be cooked and give us a cooked pork chop in our output chest when the time comes. Alright, now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing for our sheep and our cows. The only thing is that with the sheep and the cows, they're taller than the pigs, so they don't need to have a trap door to give them the right height. So what we're going to do is just build up the wall around it and have to use a button in order to make sure the lava doesn't come down onto the floor level of our kill chamber. So put the glass bricks there and put them here as well. And I'm going to make it match on both sides the same way, so we'll put our dispenser there and then finish off the wall. And I need to put a button right there. Now I have some stone, so I can make a stone button. I'll just make one for now. And if I place it right there above our hopper, when the lava is dispensed out of here, it will stop the lava from flowing down and killing the babies. But the adult cows and sheep, their heads will be high enough that they will be cooked in the lava, and it'll give us their drops here. Now the sheep will give us both wool and mutton, whereas the cow is going to give us leather and cooked beef or steak. Alright, let me take a quick nap before zombies start showing up. Alright, so our kill chambers are ready. We need to have a way to dispense the lava though. I think the best way to do that is place a stone brick here and here, and then place one here and here, and then we can put a button on each of these two blocks right there. Right, so we take a button, place it there and there. When we press the button, we should hear the click of the dispenser. I don't know if you could hear it, but I could. Button click and then the dispenser click. So that's going to work great. Now all that we have to do is create our breeding area for our cows and our sheep and our pigs, and we'll be good to go. So like I said, I like to kind of have a glass area on the front so I can see what's going on. And we'll have the water stream is going to feed into here and bring them down into the kill chamber. So we need to create walls that are going to channel them in. And we'll put some floors right here. And it's going to go all the way across. Now this channel right here is with a water stream going to feed all of our pigs into the kill chamber right there. So all we have to do now is create that breeding area. Now this is going to be basically a floor level that's going to collect the cows, sheep, and pigs when they come out. Like I said, the basic design is the same on all of them. So let me go ahead and put that in here, and then we'll come in with our walls as well. Alright, so the basic floor and first wall is in to contain our water streams. But as I like to said a minute ago, I like to see what's going on inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put a wall of glass, just so I can look in case there's something going on that I need to fix. Alright, so all my glass and walls are in, so next I'm going to come in and put the top layer. Now, each of the different animals have a different block that works well for keeping them in place, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I know that I haven't really shown you what it's going to look like just yet, but trust me, it works best this way if I come back in with slabs for pigs, and then for both the sheep and the cows, because they're about the same height, whole blocks work better. So we just come around here and put down these slabs all the way across. Almost running out of space here. And then I'm going to show you the holding cell for one animal. Now I know in Java that most of the cow farms are these little 1x1 little squares that you use entity cramming to automatically kill your cows and give you leather and beef. But I tried that on Bedrock. I was playing on a PS4 the very first time I learned to play this game, and when I tried it, all it did was kill my game. There is no such thing as entity cramming to automatically kill off your cows and sheep and other mobs. In Bedrock, they'll just keep stacking and stacking. As a matter of fact, when I did it, I ended up with like, I don't know, 75 to 100 cows jammed into one little square before I realized it wasn't going to work. And when I finally had to let them go, it was a massive cow explosion that just was not fun to deal with. And all the way through, the lag that it caused was unbelievable. This one is going to be a little nicer because it basically is going to only have 2 cows in each one of these stations, and it's going to make it really nice to where it doesn't cause any lag. It would work great on a server, I would guess. I know this works better on machines that are a little slower, so if you're playing on a console or something like that, this will make it a lot nicer in that regard. Plus, to be honest, sometimes just having a nicer looking farm is better than having one that just jams everything into one space. Efficiency and effectiveness aren't always exactly the same thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and just finish off real quick here. Just a couple more blocks, and we're ready to start putting in our pigs. Ran out of slabs. Let me go ahead and get a couple of those made up real quick, and then we can start placing in our animals. Alright, our top layer is done, and now it's just time to put in our breeding stations for each of our pigs. And we're going to do 2 per, so we want to line up underneath each one of these. We want to set up at this level 2 fence posts. So we're going to go right here because that's under that one, and right there. And oh, I don't have my axe. I'll have to go back and get that. We'll use something else for a temporary block. Alright, we have some dirt. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just place a temporary block here. Place another couple fence posts, temporary block, and a couple more fence posts. Another advantage to using glass here is that this fence post won't connect to the glass that's right next to it. Now it's really important that there is air gap on the sides so that the babies will have an easy way to fall down off of these fence posts, but on the ends it's not really as important. Just make sure that there's either a slab or a piece of glass or some other transparent type block to keep it from connecting. Otherwise you'll have a harder time having the babies fall off into our water streams that we'll be putting in down here. Alright, so let's do the same thing here. We'll put in our temporary block, and put in a couple fence posts and do this for each one of the holes above us. There we go. We are now ready to bring our animals in, and that, to be honest, is probably the hardest part of this farm. Once we get them in place, I'll go ahead and put in the water streams and that sort of thing. Yeah, but wrangling sheep and cows and pigs isn't exactly the easiest thing. I think what I'll also do before I bring you back is I'll finish and make an exact duplicate of this on the other side for the cows and the sheep, and I'll bring you back once all the animals are in. See you in just a sec. Come on, right there, and drop in. And there we go. We've got all our cows and pigs and sheep all in place. Now I'm going to do a quick test. I want to see how it works, and I'll also give you a little tour and show you exactly how it's done. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you is that I made a slight modification over on the pig farm. Because I only need to have 9 pigs in this farm, the distance I went from the edge of the trough to here was one short of where it needed to be, even with an extra spacer. So what I did is I went in and waterlogged a bunch of stairs so that it would make it to have the length of the water stream end exactly where it needed to. Just a minor change. If I wanted to have 12 pairs of pigs in this farm, I wouldn't have needed to do that. Also, I wanted to show you that over here in the cows and the sheep, instead of putting a bottom half slab like I did over in the pigs, over here you can see it's the bottom half. Over on this side I did top half slabs. That gives it plenty of room for the babies to fall out, because the sheep and cow babies are a little bit taller than the pigs, and so they need a little extra space for them to fall out. And if you were to try to use a top half slab on these, the adults would be too short and they'd fall through. So that's just the easiest way to make sure that both of those work. Also, I came in and you'll notice I took out some of the parts that are around the kill chamber. I had an idea of having it to where if I wanted to, I could come in with a looting sword and increase the drop rate on these. Or if I got lazy, I didn't have to do that. I could just hit the button and it would automatically cook my animals for me. I also gave a little space here so that if I got tired of waiting for the babies to grow up, I could go in and just click on them and have them grow up faster. Of course, I'm not really in a huge rush for them to grow up, so I don't mind letting them wait, but that's an option I have available if I'd like to. So let me go ahead and I'll show you the procedure for how to make this farm work, beginning at the top and then coming down and showing you how we activate it. Alright, so we're going to start over here with our pigs, and it's really easy. Since there's only 2 in each of these cells, it's really easy to feed each of them without worrying about whether or not you've hit them all. You can see it right off the bat that I've fed each and every one as I'm going through, and as you get a rhythm, you can make this go pretty quick. There we go, and I have fed all 18, so we should have a total of an additional 9 babies down there. Now the great thing about our cows and sheep being all on one side is they both use wheat in order to have an offspring. So you just kind of go right down the line. If you're worried about falling into the cells, all you have to do is just crouch and it guarantees that you won't fall in. I'm not too worried about it though, so I'm just going to go through and then go for cows as well. I decided the cows were going to be more useful than the sheep or the pigs because of the leather that you get from the cows as well, in addition to the cooked steak. Besides, I plan on doing an automatic wool farm later, so I don't need quite as many sheep in this farm. And so I went ahead and did 12 of the cows, but only 9 of each sheep and pigs. There we go. They're all fed up. And we're going to come down here. I have feather falling, so I'm not too worried about falling down. Alright, we'll give them a minute for all the babies to filter down in. But you'll notice that we have both babies and adults. And when we hit the button, I can leave it on or turn it off, either way. And you'll notice all of the pork chops coming in. And they're all cooked pork chops too. So that makes it really nice. Wow, 26. I had done a little testing with it earlier just to make sure that it worked. And I'll be honest, I accidentally had a few extra babies fall in when I was trying to load up the cells. So they had a few extras that I got to cook here just now. Now let's go over here and look at the cows and the sheep. Same thing. This time I'm going to leave it on, just so you can see that it won't hurt it. And there we go. 6 beef, 6 leather, and a couple wool and a few of the cooked mutton. Not bad. Pretty easy way to get all the food you need, and puts the crop farms that we built earlier to good use. Pretty excited about it. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. In our next episode, we'll be building the cow barn and the pig sty that will be used to decorate our upper area. I think I'll also put in an automatic chicken cooker. It's a little bit different than this, but it works pretty great. And so I think I'll do both of those in our next episode. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had a lot of fun. I know I did. And if you did, make sure you do all those things you're supposed to do. I hope to see you in the next episode. But until then, be good to each other. Bye!